Hey beauty, Clarissa Grace here from Waking Up in Paris, where I help female entrepreneurs transform themselves through the power of personal style. Now, how many times have you uttered the words, I hate shopping? I bet you have. And I get it. I even have my own moments when I realize like I'm in the shop and I'm actually not having that much fun because the lighting sucks and the mirrors make you look fat and the sales lady's pissing you off. It can be a damn nightmare, right? Which is why I absolutely love online shopping, okay? It is the best, especially when you are an incredibly busy entrepreneur, okay? But at the same time, I hear my clients say all the time about how online shopping has bit them in the butt before, and so it just makes them feel nervous about it. They steer clear of it, all right? But I don't want you to do that, all right? I don't want you to give up on online shopping because you've had, a couple of bad experiences in the past. All it takes is a little bit of patience, practice, and skill, which is what I'm going to be talking to you about today. Hello, Nicole. Hi, darling. It's so lovely for you girls to join me. Hi. Okay, so let's just get real about one thing, okay? Shopping can be hard. And for some of you, it's harder than others. Finding that one close to perfect piece that fits your style, your size, and your heart, it can be hard. So before you even think about shopping, you need to accept the fact that you're probably not going to immediately find your dream piece serenading you like Mozart moments after you begin. It just doesn't work that way, usually. Although high five yourself if it does, because that's a damn treat. But the thing is, if you create the space, if you put the time in, if you be patient with the process and give yourself the chance just to learn that skill, it'll just become like this well-honed technique, and I guarantee that the benefits you'll receive are so worth it. And then once you've found a few key pieces you love, the next time you go shopping, you won't have to work so hard because you'll be able to fall back on what you've already learned through the previous shop. So, I love hearts. Thank you, girlies. Now, you can be tall, short, thin, curvy in any combination and still find beautiful, flattering clothes. Okay? I know some of you don't believe me, but this is the truth. I am not saying it's easy, but it is always possible. And a defeatist attitude isn't going to do you any favors, all right? Making the presumption that you're going to fail when you go shopping will only make it harder to deal with your style challenges. Okay? Oh, hi, Diane and Shari. Hello, ladies. It's so nice to have you. Now, I want you to pop any questions in the chat as we go. If you've got any questions about this, I want to hear them, all right? And I will try my best to circle back with you. Otherwise, I'll circle back afterwards, okay? So pop your questions in the chat. Now, my mama has incredibly long legs, okay? They literally go on forever. And I just have this memory as a little girl. Every time I would go to the shops, I'd always hear her complaining, it's so impossible for me to find pants because my legs are too long, right? Like, this is the thing that I heard over and over again. But then as I grew up, I became, a fashion designer. We would go shopping together, and she started changing her language around it. So instead of saying it's impossible for me to find pants, she started saying it's really difficult for me to find pants. Now, can you hear like the mindset shift in that language? Impossible forces you to give up. Difficult means you're up for the challenge. So change your language around this stuff, okay? It may not be your legs. It may be your bust. It may be, that you've got a really short waist. Like whatever it is, change your mindset, shift your language around it. So you put yourself in the position where you're happy to make it a challenge, all right? Rather than just being having a defeatist attitude around it, all right? So, hello, Diane. Oh, honey, you're so beautiful. It's so nice to see you here. Now, step one, when it comes to shopping, you have to know your personal style first. All right? I cannot stress this enough. It's the first thing you need to know before you even consider spending money on clothes. okay? You need to know your personal style, lady. I beg of you, do not go spending money on clothes that aren't your style or that contradict your brand, okay? Or that are great against the message you're trying to put out into the world. This is so important, okay? And I see it all the time, and it drives me bananas, okay? And then women come to me wondering why they don't wear 90% of their wardrobes. That's why, because you don't know your style. So stop doing that. Now, I'm not going to talk much about this today. I have an entire guide on this, on how to find your unique personal style, how to connect that to your brand. So if you haven't gone through that, I know many of you have, but if you haven't, just type the word guide in the comments. I will make sure that I get that through to you. You can nail that part of it first, and then you can go on to all these other points, all right? So if you haven't done that, you can shut off this video right now, do that, and then come back and watch the replay, okay? Now, number 2 is that you need to decide on your budget, okay? Now, I said budgets with an S because you need to budget for your shopping adventures, all right? So the first one will be your shop budget. So this is the amount of money you're willing to spend to get as many clothes delivered to you as possible, all right? So I would suggest starting with at least $1,000 for your shop budget. And then the second budget will be your keep budget. So this is the maximum amount of money you're willing to spend on clothes that you'll actually be keeping. They're the clothes that you'll be putting in your closet. Okay, now I suggest starting with at least $500 for your keep budget. So this will give you lots of options to try on things so that you can see what works and what doesn't. And it means that there will be $500 worth of clothes that you'll be sending back to the store, okay? Am I making sense? Does this make sense? Please give me a thumbs up if this makes sense, all right? So basically you have a shop budget, which could be $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, whatever it is. And then you have a keep budget of $500, $1,000, $2,500, okay? So basically your keep budget is half of your shop budget, okay? And then the other half you will send back to the store, and that's to be expected, all right? Hello, Ashley, Teresa. Is that how I pronounce it? Oh my gosh, that's so similar to my name and I don't even know how to pronounce it. That's awful, but thank you, darling, for being here. It's so lovely to see you. Now, when it comes to online shopping, you need to shop your little heart out, all right? So you need to make sure that you've got a 2 to 3 hour window of quiet, uninterrupted time in your calendar. Okay, so this isn't the sort of thing that you do in between answering emails or in between sales calls, all right? No. Now, weekends are great for online shopping, but it's a pretty special way to spend a weeknight too, with a glass of champagne or some strawberries and some pretty music. Okay, just make it a moment. All right, no rushing in between kids or putting kids to bed or, you know, work or whatever it is. Now, department store websites are usually great options because you can find the most variety in one place, which is great. A few of my favorite digital shops are places like bloomingdales.com, revolveclothing.com. Sorry, I'm going to say that again, revolveclothing.com, ASOS, Shopbop. Okay, so just make sure that wherever you spend your money online, that they will accept returns. All right, we don't want you stuck with things that you don't 100% love. So that is the first thing that you need to check before you start buying your clothes. All right, and avoid all final sale pieces too. Okay, so anything that you can't return, forget it. Don't buy it. It's not worth it. Okay. Okay, so Deanne's saying, okay, so we don't keep all the buys. No, so you have to have the expectation that half of what you buy online, you are going to return, all right? So it's kind of like you're shopping, it's what you would do in a fitting room, that you would take, you know, a certain amount of pieces into the fitting room, but you're only going to actually go home with a few of those pieces. You're not going to go home with all of them. So it's exactly the same. So you've got to give yourself permission to experiment and get it wrong, because you're not always going to get the fit perfect. You're not always going to get the fabric perfect. It is just the way it is. Alrighty? Chrissy Taylor. Hello, darling lady. Now, number 4 is I want you to play dress up, which is super fun. Now, once you've done all your shopping and your clothes have arrived, you need to lock in another 2 hours of uninterrupted time into your calendar, and this will be your fitting time, okay? So this will be a time where you try on all the pieces you'll purchase online. Now, to do that, you have to have a full-length mirror. That's another non-negotiable. If you're going to have a beautiful style, you have to have a full-length mirror, okay? And then make it fun. Like, put some, you know, fabulous confidence-boosting music on. You know, get yourself some French cheese and wine. Don't spill on yourself, obviously. But just make it a lovely experience, okay? Get yourself into that positive mindset. Oh, this is so fun, and this is so great, and I'm going to find amazing pieces. All right. So then I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. So the first one is, does the garment feel good? Okay. Thank you for my smiles. You guys are so lovely. All right. First question, does the garment feel good on my body? The first thing you need to do when you put a piece of clothing on is to figure out how it makes you feel before you even consider making a decision about how it makes you look. Okay. So take a moment. Take a breath. We're not in a rush here. Put the piece on and think, how does this make me feel? You know, does it make me feel beautiful? Does it make me feel comfortable? Does it, you know, hug my body in a way and follow my body on the way that I like it to? All right. Then the second thing you need to do is you need to ask yourself, does this reflect my personal style? So if you have been through the guide that I told you about at the start, if you haven't got the guide, you need it to be able to do this, okay? So type the word guide in the chat if you need this. But refer back to your Pinterest boards that you create. Refer back to those visuals of your personal style that are your roadmap, okay? So does it reflect that? Does it fit with your brand? And then you need to ask yourself, does the cut fit me perfectly? If the fit's not perfect, can it be altered so that it does fit me perfectly? All right. Then at the end, I want you to take a selfie. Okay. Now this sounds really silly, but this is so, so helpful. If you take a selfie in a full-length mirror, the photo, that selfie actually just shows you what you really look like. And it kind of separates you from yourself in a way. It's really weird. Like even when I take selfies, like I took a selfie the other day and I posted it on Facebook, and I looked at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I've buttoned that top up too high. Like the proportions are all wrong, right? Like I should have buttoned it down lower, but I couldn't see that when I was looking in the mirror, and I can't see it when I'm looking down at me, right? But taking a photo, and I saw it straight away. Okay, and I didn't see it when I was looking in the mirror. So this is a really good tip for you, and even like this is something that I still do. Okay, take a selfie. It removes yourself out of the image. Like it's such a good tip. So do that. All right, and then if all your items were a yes to all the questions above, then they're the pieces that you keep. Okay, and then everything else that was a no just goes back to the shop. All right, so you just return it. You just make a time to go to the post office and send it back. Okay, it's no big drama. And it's a lot less time and less stress than going to the shops. Okay, so chances are that you'll say no to more items than you say yes to, and that's okay. That's normal. That's what I do. Okay, it's not about the quantity, it's about building a wardrobe filled with clothes you love, okay? Even if you buy 10 pieces and you are left with 2, that is still successful, all right? That is still great. And if you do that, you know, 2 to 3 times a year, you will definitely see your closet evolve into something you love, into something that is a delight when you open the doors, because I know that for a lot of you, that's actually not the case. Like you open your closet doors and it's just like, oh, like what the heck, you know, what the heck am I going to wear today? None of this makes sense to me. So let's change that. Okay, let's open our closet doors and go, yay, I'm so inspired and this is so beautiful and I have, you know, all these choices and all of them would make me feel amazing, you know, to step into my business and be fabulous. All right. Okay, I've got some questions. Chrissy, you're going to watch it again. Oh, honey, I'm so glad. We will circle back, okay? Deanne has to run. You girls are so beautiful. Chrissy says, wintertime doldrums in my world with clothing. We need to get some colour and light and beauty into your closet then, my beautiful. Alrighty, so the 4 points are, first, you need to find your personal style. Okay, don't do anything else until you have found and discovered your personal style and brand. Okay, we want that bit nailed before you do anything else. All right, now if you need help with that, pop the word guide in the chat if you haven't read that. I know most of you on this call have, so we're good. But second, you need to decide on your budget. Okay, 2 budgets. One is your shop budget and one is your keep budget. Okay, usually I give about 50% each. All right, but it's not, doesn't always work that way, but that's just, you know, what you have in the back of your mind. Number 3, shock your little heart out. Have fun. Make it a beautiful experience. Okay, lock in a 2 to 3 hour window and just enjoy yourself. All right, give yourself a little luxury. And then 4, you need to play dress up. So you make a time for your fitting. Okay, and again, take this slow, like enjoy that process. All right. Now, is there any other questions? Oh, Chrissy, you're living in sweaters, dressing them up with a scarf. Yeah. And do you know what? Scarves are a really beautiful way to just like add a pop of color or some interest, especially when you're going on camera. I love earrings. I know you girls know like earrings are my weakness because I just feel like they're the one thing that we can put on that can just completely elevate what we're wearing. Even if I had a t-shirt on right now, like these earrings would make me look still awesome because the earrings are awesome, okay? So it doesn't need to be this whole, you know, top to bottom, like completely out of this world wow outfit every single time, okay? It's just simple things that will completely elevate your look, and that's what we want. Alrighty, we want you ladies looking like the expert that you've worked so bloody hard to become, okay? That's how we want you to look, all right? We want you to look like, you know, we want you to radiate your expertise, all right? Now, that is all I have for you today, ladies, and I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I will be back on Friday. I'm actually going to be talking about just the relationship that we have with the mirror on Friday, which can be confusing, and it can actually really hold us back in being able to create a style that we love and be able to wear clothes that we, you know, feel amazing in. So join me on Friday. That's 9 a.m. my time, which is Brisbane time. I think it's 7 p.m. New York time, which will be Thursday night. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Mwah. Bye-bye.